Hello everyone and welcome to Spinach Cuisine. My name is Harper, if you did not know, and today we're gonna make for the first time in my life spinach dip from scratch, fully just like, not from scratch, I'm not making like the cheese or sour cream, but you know what I mean, like more or less from scratch. I have a very sad and heartbreaking confession to make, and it really does pain me to say this because I am a native Midwesterner, but like I have never had like fresh, homemade spinach dip ever in my life before. It's always been like someone just bought it, from whatever store. So this video is mostly just like, me not only like making spinach dip and seeing how it is and like entertaining you guys with me like kind of following, kind of not following directions sometimes. But it's also mostly me just seeing, does spinach dip fresh taste as amazing as it does not, which I think we all know the answer, but let's just have some fun and pretend that we don't. So of course with these like, first time cooking experiences videos, I'm gonna film the ups, the downs, the successes, and the failures, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna see number one, does it taste amazing? Number two, does it look amazing? And number three, do I think the recipe is great? Because honestly, like this is a super simple recipe. It's mostly, does it do the dish well? Does it make a really good dish? But from there, let us begin. Okay, so we have this huge mound of spinach right here, and the first thing is first, that is definitely English. I am going to just saute these up, wilt it down a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit, splurgy because this is spinach dip, and I'm going to use some butter, so hopefully nothing, sticks or whatever. I also have my Philadelphia cream cheese right here, and it's more or less just like sitting out, so it can soften up for the grand mixing process. But from there, I think this is warm enough. So yep, it's definitely warm enough. So we're just going to do this real quick. I'm just going to gently toss spinach in here. So this is pretty simple, I'm honestly not expecting anything difficult about, the process of making this dish. It's mostly just like, again, does it actually taste good or not? Which is very important to the whole, like, meal making process. But, yeah, this is mostly just like me really wanting spinach dip and me thinking, hey, why not make it? But like, yeah, I don't have a lot to say right now, so I'm kind of just like BSing, but I think I am just going to just speed up this footage, let you, listen to some nice music, and just continue on wilting down the spinach. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy, no issues so far. So I'm going a little off script, but I'm just like, betting that this will be okay. But the spinach is more or less all the way wilted down. So I'm just gonna put in some salt and pepper, just like to season up a little bit. And I know I am going to be like, what's it called? Squeezing this out in a couple of minutes. So honestly, this might be a bad idea, but why not? Seasoning, leave a lot of it. So if we waste a little bit and then use the rest later, it is okay with me. But as you can see, we have the beautiful spinach right here. Hopefully my camera does not mess up today. So more or less, I'm going to actually put this in a colander to let it, slowly begin to just like drip out while it cools down, and then I can squeeze it out more effectively. But more or less from there, let us continue prepping the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so in this clip, more or less, I am just going through the process of prepping everything. I'm grating the garlic. I am taking forever to shred this Parmesan cheese, and I'm also, of course, also weighing the mozzarella and also cutting up the parsley. I thought like maybe I could do this instead of like, doing like a full, like, me talking while I'm doing it. I feel like that took way too long. It did take like 13-14 minutes to do this, so I do feel it was a good idea, but when I have some voiceover of just like me saying it instead of just like music the whole time. So more or less, it's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. I had a lot of fun, it just took a really long time. Okay, so we have all the ingredients ready, so let us begin. So first things first is, of course, the spinach. I hope that I've squeezed it out enough, but we're going to just see from there. And then we have all the cheese and the garlic. I thought, why not just use the same bowl, because honestly, less things to clean. And then we have the hopefully softened enough cream cheese. And of course, finally, the sour cream. And then I'm just going to right now put in a little bit more salt and pepper, because I want this delicious, which means it has to be nicely seasoned. I'm a little worried that we're only using like 2 seasonings, but it's the Midwest, so not that surprised about our seasoning choices. But from there, let's just mix it all up. So this is probably gonna be the quote-unquote hardest part, just because I just do not like mixing cream cheese up. It's usually always annoyingly hard, even after I, try to soften it up. So with that being said, I'm going to just speed up the footage, get this all mixed up, and then we'll get to the final couple of steps. So yeah. Okay, so that was pretty easy, thankfully. So I'm just gonna grab the skillet real quick, and then we'll continue on from there. Okay, skillet down. Now I'm gonna try to situate it cutely, and then pouring the mixture in. There we go. Looks adorable. I apologize for not being so high energy than I usually am. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, which is surprising because it's literally, there's no reason to, just, tired and whatnot. Stayed up a little bit too late last night, doing nothing except homework. And yet my body's still for some reason, woke me up early. So here I am. And then finally, last but certainly not least, going to pour on the cheese. So we're just going to toss this into the oven for, I think we're gonna put it at 20 minutes. And honestly, you guys know what my stove looks like. It takes a lot of time setting it up. I'm just not feeling it today, so sadly you will not get me putting the skillet into the stove footage, but I promise it did happen. So more or less from there, I will see you guys in the next clip, aka 20 minutes for me. Well, I have to say it looks very, very pretty, so I'm just going to put all this parsley that I cut. I made a lot accidentally, so I'm just gonna do this for aesthetic sake, and then I'll put the rest on later. But I'm not sure if you can see how absolutely beautiful it is, but she looks really, really pretty. It smells amazing, of course. I just know it will burn my whole mouth to pieces for many, many years if I eat it now. So I'm just gonna have some pictures, take it out, show you how that looks, and then let it cool down, and then we'll actually see how it tastes. But if you guys don't know me, my mouth gets burnt really, really easily, and when it does, I can't taste anything for 48 hours after that. So I really try to cool things off before I eat it, or else I will be a very unhappy camper. Okay, so let's open it up. Not open it up, but you know what I mean. Get some out. I would say it's pretty good cheese pull. We're just going to get some more. It smells absolutely phenomenal, so I am beyond excited. But it's pretty good, very cheesy, of course, because it has literally more or less all made out of cheese. I'm just talking right now. I probably sound stupid, so I'm just gonna stop. Okay, so I'm finally ready to try the spinach dip out. I apologize if you can hear my dishwasher in the background. It had to be done, and here we are. But more or less from here, we have our little plate of spinach dip. I have some just toasted up sourdough bread because I didn't want to get like croutons or whatever they wanted, so I got this instead. But more or less from there, let's just try this out. So we get like some cool, it was cool, at least to me. But with that being said, let's try this out. Okay, so I've had some spinach dip and let's talk about it. So number one, it is absolutely delicious. Like, this has been so amazing. I was so happy the entire time eating this. It's like incredibly flavorful and creamy and cheesy, and it honestly, like, you know it's bad for you, but like the spinach makes it feel like it's good for you. It is absolutely phenomenal. I really love this dish. Like, it's not funny how much I love it. I already knew I love spinach dip, even though I haven't had it a lot, but this has solidified that this will be my go-to potluck appetizer dish if I have to make appetizers, because this is absolutely incredible. Like, it's so good. And the recipe is really, really good. Like, it is flavorful. Like, you can taste the cream cheese, you can taste a little bit of the Parmesan, you can taste like a little bit of the garlic, like not a lot, but like enough to like make it not taste like, bland. It's salty, but like, it has a little bit of kick of the pepper. And then of course, like, the spinach makes it taste a little earthy, but like not a lot, just a tiny little hints. And then of course, the parsley makes it really taste a little bit more earthy, which is more incredible. I feel like, if you have too much like creaminess, you have to have something cutting through it. And like the spinach, it's pretty like mild, but it does like give that like texture variance, you could say, which is really, really nice. And then like the salt and the pepper and the parsley just like, really folds it in. Of course, like the mozzarella makes it like very like, cheesy, and like, it pulls a little bit, which is really, really nice. And then of course, like, it just tastes really good. Like, it's not at all, clumpy. It's not at all overcooked or undercooked. All the flavors just kind of like combine to make this amazing dish. And also, it's not watery at all. I was a little worried that like the spinach would make it watery, but not at all. It tastes really good. I think like the only thing I would kind of like tweak is I would put maybe a little bit more spinach in it, just because I feel like it could have more spinach and it would still taste as amazing as it is. I also have to say that I am slightly lactose intolerant, which means that like I can eat cheese and milk and all that, but if I eat too much of it in one sitting or like one day, I definitely feel horrible that night, and my body is already saying no. So that's a little issue that I have to deal with later on today. But from there, like, this is absolutely phenomenal. I have to say, like, I know, of course, it is spinach dip. It is one of the, 8 to 20 wonders of the food world, but it still blew me away. It was still incredible. And honestly, like, I love spinach dip, from like a store, but like this takes it up to like a solid 15. Like, it is absolutely incredible. And of course, you can probably tell from that, what is my rating? 1 out of 10, 1 being it's terrible, I can't even finish it, 10 being it looks incredible, it tastes incredible, it's been better than I thought. This gets the solid 10. 11 if I could, but it's incredible. Like, I really can't say anything else without like just repeating myself over and over again. It's just really, really good. The recipe did a great job. It was simple and easy, it was straightforward, but it created a great dish. This is a really, really great example of, you know, something better than some of its parts, you know? It's really, really good. If you need like an appetizer dish for like a family event or a friend event or potluck or whatnot, make this. Just make it, and you will be loved by literally everybody. But with that being said, that is really all for today. So of course, if you like this video, click like. If you want to see more from what, just subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I will see you next time, and as usual, goodbye.